Barbara.
And I'm Jen.
And we're the mother-daughter team behind Pressure Cooking Today.
That's right. The recipes on our site work in any brand of electric pressure cooker, from the Milfy to the Power Quick Pot,
The Ninja,
and of course the Instapot. We're going to be demoing in the Instapot today.
Today we're doing beef and broccoli.
It's so yummy, you guys. You're going to love it.
It's a traditional Chinese restaurant takeout food, but you can make it at home faster,
Americanized
cheaper. An
takeout
American
food.
version.
This is like Panda Express style, but it's delicious.
So we're going to start with some chuck roast that's thinly sliced. It's really important that you slice it thinly so they can get really tender.
And by thin, it's like 1/4 to 1/8 of an inch thick.
Yeah.
You can substitute like a flank steak or a London broil.
Even sirloin people have used. They've used about everything in this, but we like to use the chuck because it's a little more marbled, so you get it more luscious.
And it's a pretty inexpensive cut of meat, which is nice when you're feeding a family.
So to start, you want to preheat your pot. We're going to start by browning the beef.
We hit saute, and then we want to adjust it to more. So it's on normal now, and so you just push that saute button again, and it's adjusted to more.
We're going to salt and pepper our beef.
If you're using like an Instant Pot, it will stay hot once the pot is hot enough to add the oil. So we're just going to wait until it reads hot on the display, and then we'll add our oil. All right, so when your pot's hot, you add your oil. Just put it in, and since your pot is domed, it will often run to the side, so I just like to pick up my pot and slosh it around, make sure the oil's over every part. Okay.
And then you're just going to brown a few pieces at a time. You don't want to crowd your pot or else it will steam instead of brown. Okay, so it's brown on one side. Got a nice sear. We're going to go ahead and take it out. Okay, and then we're going to add the onion. And the onion will help us to deglaze the pot and get all that flavor.
So, and again, if it's taking a little bit to get it out, you can always take the inner cooking pot out because you don't want that browning on the bottom to turn black.
You want that onion to soak up all the delicious flavor on the bottom of the pot.
And again, you want to add that oil to keep the browning from turning dark. So, and then whenever you tell me, Mom, I'll add the garlic.
Yeah, let's go ahead and add the garlic. We wait and add the garlic a little bit after the onions because it heats up quick and you don't want it to burn.
No.
We'll add that beef broth, and if there's any brown bits still on the bottom, you can go ahead and just scrape those up.
Another reason it's important to scrape those brown bits off is because if you don't, it can lead to getting the burn notice, which we all want to avoid. Okay, so we added the beef broth. We're going to add the rest of our ingredients. We've got our brown sugar. Break that up. And our soy sauce. And then this is sesame oil. It's this dark, beautiful oil. It really is a key component of this dish. It makes a huge difference in the flavor. Your house will smell like sesame oil when you're done cooking this because it's a really strong, fragrant oil, but it's delicious. And then we have a little bit of red pepper flakes.
Just 1/8 of a teaspoon.
Yeah.
It doesn't add a lot of heat, but don't skip it because it really does add a lot of flavor.
Yeah, I'm a wimp when it comes to heat, and this is not too spicy for me. So,
all right, is that it for our sauce ingredients?
It.
Going to go ahead and add the beef back in.
And any juices on the pot. Our cook time is 12 minutes. So what we want to do, again, make sure your gasket is in place. We mention this in every video because I forget it all the time and it's so annoying. So get the lid in place and then select pressure cook 12 minutes.
Okay, so we've released the pressure. We're going to take the lid off. Then we'll select saute. We're going to thicken up the sauce with a little cornstarch slurry. So we'll go ahead and add it to the pot and stir it while you're adding it so that you don't get a lumpy sauce. Then you want to wait until this comes to a full boil and thickens up nicely.
How do they cook the broccoli in the sauce, Mom?
You just add it, cover it up with the lid, and wait until your broccoli is as tender as you like. But if you wanted to steam your broccoli before you made your beef, then you want to cook it for 0 minutes. All right, so here's our rice. We're just going to dish up the beef and broccoli.
And again, at our house, we have to serve it up with the rice not touching the broccoli or the meat so that everyone is happy.
And then you could sprinkle little sesame seeds on top, maybe a little bit of green onion.
There you go. Enjoy.
Thanks for watching.
If you make this recipe, we'd love to hear about it. Leave us a comment down below and tell us what you think.
And be sure and like
and subscribe. Thanks again, guys.